Okay, so we're back. So last time out, we showed you guys how to set the log up on the mill so you could get the most out of your timber. Well, tonight we're going to show you how we're boxing the heartwood, how I'm deciding what boards I'm going to pull off of this log. So first you want to start by having the small end of the log towards you so that as you're pushing the sawmill, you're pushing from the narrow end of the log to the wide end. Because this allows you to see what you're going to get for boards out of it. It takes the guesswork out of it, and that's why I cut this way. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting out by putting a crosshair where the pith is centered, so I can perfectly box this heartwood. Now I lay out the whole timber, as you can see. I get my crosshairs. It's a level line. I use my framing square to level it, and then we just mark it out. So you get your marks. You do top and bottom, side to side, then you square everything out. Now this is really nice because it really gives you a reference point that you can really go by, and when you're lining up your blade, it gives you a really nice visual. Now that's not to say that I'm going to cut exactly on these lines. I may be off of them an eighth of an inch here and there, because usually when I lay these out, I do not figure it for my eighth inch blade kerf. I add that in afterwards. The only thing that's really going to be right to the lines that I'm cutting are going to be the target timber that I'm going for. So what we're milling here is we're milling up a queen post for the second floor in 8x8, and the way I'm doing it just kind of ensures that everything I'm doing is going to be nice and square, and that's what we're going for. Plus, we're going to box that heartwood. Now, I mentioned before, when you box the heartwood, you're doing so. Best way to explain it, I guess, is so say that I put that heartwood out to one edge, and I get a crack that starts, say, in the left hand quadrant, what I'm drawing out right now. So if I have that heart all the way to one side, and I get a crack that starts in the left hand side of this thing, it has a big possibility to go all the way through. Generally speaking, what happens when your timbers are going to check and they are going to crack. And that's the nature of the beast, what you're dealing with. So when that thing goes to crack, and I have that heartwood all the way to one side, it's a good possibility that that crack will go all the way through that timber and it'll weaken the timber. So you're boxing your heartwood so that you have more stable timbers. Now, it's just one of those things. You know what I'm doing here. You know, I plan to get some 2x8 rafters out of this log as well. So kind of nice there. It's really nice just to be able to see where your cuts are going to go, how it's all going to work. I'm not used to doing the voiceover so much, so if I get a lot of pauses here, a lot of dead silence, sorry guys. Okay, so we got our first couple cuts made. We've squared everything up nice. I won't get into heavy detail on that. We've covered that a lot. So next couple cuts is going to be a really good example of, no, look at me, I'm talking to myself there and pointing along. It's too windy here for the sound, that's why we're doing the voiceover. But anyway, this one's going to give you guys a really good example of the stresses that this tree was under. Now this tree I cut much closer to the edge of the woods than the other ones were, and it's going to show here on this next cut especially. Keep your eye on this end. Look at that movement as I peel that off of there. See how it's actually popped up some, and look at that thing just slice off to the side like that. So that's the kind of stresses that you're looking at. It's going to be very interesting to see how that timber, how it dries and how it moves when we get to that point. But so here comes the last board off of this log, and I'm about to show you how close we came on the other end to having that heartwood perfectly boxed. We were off by about 1/4 of an inch. Look at that thing peel off. Yeah, going to be very interesting. So anyway, hope you guys got some good information out of this one tonight. I just kind of wanted to show you guys a good method of figuring what you're going to get out of a log when you have it on the mill. Remember, put the small end towards the operator's end, so it's going to take a lot of the guesswork out of it for you. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. We're moving along. I'm out of town this weekend, so unfortunately there won't be a video this weekend and won't be any barn work. Kills me to do it, but wife and kids and I are going to take a much needed trip for a couple days up to the into the Adirondacks, so maybe I'll bring the camera. So you guys have a good one. I will see you on the next one.